I wish I recorded my reaction to this movie's trailer. I had a huge smile on my face the whole time, for a multitude of reasons. The Banana Splits movie. This is the movie based off the TV show from Hanna-Barbera that's ran from 1968 to 1970 and had a few reincarnations as the years went on. But instead of a TV show, or even it being a family movie, it's a horror movie. But before we get into it, make sure to comment on, like, and share this video, as well as hit the notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will go a long way. The links to those two sites will be in the description below, and as always, subscribe. Alright, let's get into this. The plot. Harley is having a birthday party, except for no one really showed up, except for a girl that was pretty much made mandatory to go. But his mother has the best present of all time awaiting for him at his party. Tickets to a live broadcasting show of The Banana Splits, except for this time will be their last time performing, for their show has been canceled. But that's only if the Banana Splits don't have anything to say about it. Because these Banana Splits are going to go on a killing spree for no real reason. Just because. I mean, there's a reason, but there's no reason as to how they became alive, because they're animatronic in this movie. Regardless, we've got robotic suits, a group of colorful characters, and a massacre just waiting to ensue. I see promise. While this movie does delve into certain characters' backstories and quirks, it all felt a little unnecessary. To some extent, I do appreciate the effort, sure, but if you want us to care about your characters, you can't have them say a line or two and expect us to understand or be 100% on board with them. For example, don't tell us that the father died in the mother's arms, and she beats herself up for it. It all happened too quickly, too. The son basically tells her that she's lost her fighting edge. She tells the saddest story about his father for a couple of lines, and then her son gets attacked, and then she shows her true colors. There was no build-up worth rooting for. Hell, that big speech took place about 50 minutes to an hour in. Too little too late. When the family drives into Taft Studios, ADR, additional dialogue recording, from the characters is heard while they make their way to their destination. In the ADR, they explain a few things. But even then, it felt like there needed to be more. There's quite a bit of noticeable ADR as well. Look, I know this was originally supposed to be a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and that the Banana Splits are a decent choice to choose over the other. However, like I said, it felt a bit rushed. While the actors weren't entirely developed, the actors and actresses put in stellar performances. Each of the characters has their own personality, besides a couple, and that said couple need to be in sync, though otherwise it'd be a bit odd why they were a couple. One's a geek, one's an Asian chick, and they're both in to the Banana Splits. Equality in their relationship. When do they die? Because you know it's just gonna happen. Every character was represented suitably by their adult or child portrayals. The stepfather, Mitch, played by Steve Lund, played the perfect D-bag. From the second he is on screen, you can tell he doesn't give a D-A-M-N about this family. However, it's a bit odd to think that one of the kids is his. The kid would actually be a Harley. The dialogue is a bit flimsy with the years, but basically, Mitch has been the stepfather for 11 years, yet the youngest son, Harley, is 9. I honestly tried to figure it out, but the movie doesn't help much. Speaking of Harley, Finlay Wajtak Hassan wow, what a name, is decent in the role. He isn't bad per se, but he is one of the weaker child actors. But he is probably the youngest child actor there, next to the girl that was invited to his birthday party, who was an infinite better actress. But that could also be applied to his age. He's just a little kid. He's not going to be all that's tough and gruff. I would continue to defend him if it weren't for Zoe. Like I said, she's a better actress, played by Maria Nash. But not only is she a better actress, she attempts to take on one of the banana splits by herself. She tells the others to go, and she's like, I'll take him on. That's balls for a 9-year-old. Well, actually, it's a girl. That's muscle. She also tries to be nice and understanding to Harley on his birthday, even though she didn't really like him. Of all the child actors and actresses, it felt as though she was the character that showed the most range. The older son, Austin, played by Romeo Carrere, also has a lot of range. Mostly his character, though. I guess Carrere, I don't know, played a decent burnout young adult, but he seemed a bit too bored, even when he was being attacked. He's like, Mom, get out of here. Like, really?
Mom, get out of here!
I liked that the people behind the scenes had larger roles. People like Rebecca, played by Sarah Canning, and Paige, played by Naledi Mahola, as well as Stevie, played by Richard White. Rebecca was like an executive producer who cared a lot about her job and the order of things. Paige wasn't the biggest fan of her job, but she tolerated it and the people that surrounded her. Stevie hated his job, as well as the banana splits. He was one of the biggest D-bags in the movie. There's like 3 others. They all worked well on and behind the set, and were fitted by proper actors and actresses. Speaking of the set, this film has a strong, charming vibe to it. The yellow lighting against the black background gives the film a cozy warmth. I also liked that the banana splits sets, with a plural, were used for some attack scenes. I'm not sure if they were from the original show or not, but there was some pretty creepy and gnarly stuff that happens on them regardless. Let's get into that topic, shall we? The gore, the effects.
We're gonna have so much fun!
Chaotic carnage commences once the banana splits turn. There's blood splattering all over the place. A lollipop is shoved down one's throat. Someone is literally sawed in half in one of those wooden boxes. And then he's pulled apart and you see his innards and gallons upon gallons of blood spilling out, a la Leprechaun 3. There's a face burning, a hammer smashed face, which is also an awesome Cannibal Corpse song. I'm getting off topic now. A pile of 20 or so bodies are found, and a decapitated head falls from its stump, a la Freddy vs. Jason. And a dude is literally hung, drawn, and quartered, having his limbs ripped from his torso and waist. About 95% of the gore and effects are practical and awesome. They really went all out for this motion picture. The banana splits themselves are effectively creepy and unsettling. They sometimes just appear out of the shadows and storm down a hall. They're going la 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 la. It's always creepy. I really liked the new modern designs of the banana splits, and their theme song was catchy as hell. Speaking of their theme song, the motion picture soundtrack, besides the updated theme song by Fall Out Boy's Patrick Stump, the music is made up of generic horror themes. I wish there were some stronger efforts and emotions put into the music. A bit stale, unfortunately. The theme song, though, is catchy AF. Perhaps too catchy. Almost Halloween 3 Season of the Witch theme levels of catchy. This was decent. I know a lot of people were against this movie coming out, but it actually was a pretty fun ride. While more time and better pacing could have been implemented, I still found myself enjoying this flick. There's enough gore to satisfy any hound of the bloody kind. The effects on the banana splits themselves are great, and I thought the acting was good for this caliber of film. I'd say check it out for a fun time, but it isn't amazing or even theatrical quality by any means. If you have a strong attachment to the show, this film might aggravate you, which is unfortunate. Nostalgia's a crazy thing, isn't it? Overall, I give the Banana Splits movie a 2.5 out of 5. Make sure to comment on, like, and share this video, as well as hit the notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will go a long way. The links to those two sites will be in the description below, and as always, subscribe.